So we are live. Wow, I've been waiting weeks for this. It's so great. Now, I won't have as much time as I would like today, which is fine. It's more than 15 seconds, which is what everybody usually sees. So, in this space here that I'm holding for us, I'd like to thank Archangel Michael for his protection and dedication to the truth, right? The sword of truth that cuts through all lies in this space. Thank you to Archangel Gabriel for providing wisdom and strength in this space for those who visit. Thank you to Archangel Raphael, who provides healing emotionally, mentally, physically for our soul family, us earth angels in this space. And then the other archangel that I was not very familiar with, but of course, it is Archangel Uriel. And Archangel Uriel is really about finding joy and peace and harmony. I was like, oh, so that's the one that's been in my life, giving me all of these good, joyous moments. So thank you, Archangel Uriel, for all of those fantastic moments and the fantastic moments that we're able to share together. I'm still trying to figure out a little bit, like, this is my very first live, so what we can do and what's possible, I don't know. Let's see. It's telling me to learn about privacy guidelines. Don't need to worry about that. Everybody knows everything on the internet is forever. So, what else can we do in this lunchtime? I'm really interested in being able to show you guys more of how I live my life, but attempting to not make it public. Like, I don't want to dox myself. But yeah, it's a Tuesday and we are live. I wanted to find some time this weekend, but I wasn't able to. I actually got like, I was so happy when I got to this point. I was like, oh, I've been working for weeks doing shorts, like most days, 15-second shorts, trying to like get up to the point where we could do a live. And then when I got the approval to do it, all of a sudden I was like scared. I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't want to do this. These things might happen. I was like, oh, ego. No, 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 no. That's not going to happen. That's not what we focus on. We focus on the fact that we are sharing space, sacred space together in the 5D. That's the only thing that we need to focus on. And that's how I know it's going to go great. Especially when the timer was just 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, action. Another, I guess, I mean, it's not an archangel, it's like higher than an archangel, that I've been very connected with pretty much my whole life, but consciously aware of it for like the last couple of years, 2, 3 years. Yeah, in 2020, when I started meditating more and realizing that like the mind is actually the final frontier, right? There's infinite space up here, infinite ideas, like anything you could imagine, think, it's all in your head and it's all just for you. And I'm discovering it's a really awesome place to go exploring. So one of the meditations, my early meditations I did, took me to the, what do I want to say? It's like the Celestial Council or something like that. I remember walking into a room with a long table and a lot of people around it. I guess people, but it was more like energies, only some of them had physical forms. The one who like rushed up to me and got in my face was just this bright, glowing Merkaba. And it was like, I don't know, it felt it was like trying to tell me something, read something, give me something, let me know that it was so happy I was there and trying to tell me about my purpose. And after the meditation, I went and I looked it up and I realized all of that is, I guess, Archangel Metatron. Metatron is considered the voice of God. So, I mean, we as humans, like, you can hear God through the Holy Spirit. But I know it's kind of like we maybe couldn't hold the knowledge and power in our physical beings of God talking to us directly. So that's why he has speakers like the Holy Spirit and Metatron. Um, yeah, so then that was kind of when I realized, oh, this is all real. And then even then, it was so funny. I was talking to the archangels, I was inviting them into my space, thanking them for their time, energy, efforts, and blessings, and still not making the connection that if I'm believing and seeing energies from these archangels, therefore there is also energies that are Jesus the Christ. There's energies that are God. There are energies that are every single angel, every single saint, every single person that's died and lived has left an energy in this space. And all anything really is energy. Most people don't know this, but I graduated with a degree in chemistry. And in chemistry, a lot of the work is finding out why things work together, how they work together, how to make it more efficient, and things like that. And when you get to the point where you're studying physics and chemistry at the same time, that's when you learn that really the electron model that we learn in grade school is kind of false. It's actually just statistic probabilities of where an electron would be in this certain atom or molecule. And so it's mostly statistical probability of where an electron would show up. And then also there is massive, massive space of nothingness in between the nucleus of the atom and the electron. It's like 99.9999% nothing. And I really feel that speaks to how we can manifest whatever we want, because if most everything is nothing, that leaves space for the opportunity and the intention to fill it with what you really want. So the truth is, none of this is real unless we choose it to be real. And I've talked about this a little bit in my channel before, but it's so easy. It's just a little note of where focus goes, energy flows. And energy is what's going to create the intention and then the outcome. I think the most impactful thing for me has been to distance myself a bit from reality, move like out away from it and give it space to kind of determine how I want to respond to it instead of reacting. And if I do react or I have an idea I don't like, I attempt to immediately rewrite that with something more positive or true or what I want to be embodying in my life. Yeah. Some things take time, and some things are blockages maybe you don't even realize you have, right? It's like you don't know what you don't know. And that's why I generally ask people, please, if you see me doing something, saying something, or act some kind of way that is just like not conducive to everything else I say that I want, and I spend my time trying to build, please, please let me know so I can speak life onto my life, right? I don't want to be speaking death. I want to be speaking life. I have the best life surrounded by people who love me. I do work that is important and valuable and improves the world, makes people's lives better. There's so many ways that we can make our lives better just by thinking and insisting. I know there's many people who are like, that's not true, magic isn't real. And to that, I'll say, please check out the peer reviewed documents from the Journal of Medicine talking about the outcomes of knee surgery. And for that, they basically showed if they did a blind study, so the doctors knew who got the surgery or not, and the attendees, right, the test people who needed knee surgery did not know. Because what they did was, if they were getting the knee surgery, they performed the knee surgery. If they were not getting the knee surgery, they put the cuts in the skin where the knee surgery would have been and sewed them closed. And guess what they found? The outcome was exactly the same, meaning there was never a need for knee surgery, just a need for people who needed the knee surgery to believe that they had something done that would make them better, and then they were better. It's it's really, really fascinating. It really is. And I'm excited to see who's going to come into this circle with us and start to make magic and miracles happen in our lives. I mean, they're happening all around us all the time. It's just, can we create that space and perspective so that we can see that miracle and recognize it as such, and then give thanks and gratitude for that. Um, Thanks and gratitude is exceptionally important because it's, to me, it feels like it's the way you keep things flowing to you. Because you're saying, thank you, yes, I want more of this. Thank you, yes, I'll have another. Thanks, this was great. Give me some more, right? So when I pray, I don't I don't ask for things. I don't ask for things when I pray. I pray giving gratitude to the archangels that are around me all the time. I welcome them in this presence and space to hold this for us. I also thank them for the things they have done in my life, healings and miracles. I thank God. I thank Jesus. I thank the Holy Spirit. And the way I ask is I give thanks, right? Thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for letting me know that time is just a figment of our circumstance of living in the 3D, where time is incremental moments instead of all at once. But since it is all at once, then we can give thanks for what we know we're going to receive in the future because it's already ours. So if I'm still looking for healing, I'm giving thanks. Thank you for healing me of this. Thank you, because I know the day is coming when I won't have that pain, when that thing won't bother me. Why? Because it's what I want, and I get what I want. I'm the creator of my reality. So always give thanks. Give thanks for all the things instead of asking. Even for others. Thank you for healing my brother. Thank you for, you know, I don't know. Thank you for the $50 my friend found. Just, there's so much that we can be thankful and grateful for every day. And if we focus on that, it's nearly impossible to let any of the other things that may be negative or we don't like in. And when we don't think of them, they don't exist in our reality. Do they exist for others? Yes, but they don't exist for us anymore. And so that's why I've opened this space and I've held this space for us, because I think that there are more and more of us who want to shine our lights and make a positive difference in this world, start focusing and growing what we want instead of fighting and railing against what we don't. Yeah. And I had a thought yesterday, and I'm having it again, so I know it needs to happen, and that's, I really do need to go through my YouTube list and just make sure I'm not subscribed to things that are not a part of my reality. So, and I'm just bringing it up here because if it's something that I need to do, then I'm sure it's something that other members of my soul family also need to do. Yeah. Because we know garbage in, garbage out, right? If we're constantly being fed this algorithm of, oh, hey, I heard you really don't like this. Here's more of this. It just gets you into this cycle and you see more and more, and maybe it's not what you want to actually be seen and giving your energy to. And just being able to recognize that in itself is a win, because that's when change can be made, right? That's you learning what you didn't know, right? And so now you've learned what you didn't know, now you can make those changes. And there'll be new things to learn that you didn't know. And you'll be surprised by them. They'll surprise you because you don't know what you don't know, right? Being open to information, being open to receive from the universe is very important. And by receiving from the universe, I always think that it's through others, right? The universe performs things through you and through others by this like inspired action, like, oh, I just got an idea, I should do this, right? That's likely inspired action. It's like that little voice that tells you things in your mind, and if you start to follow it, it gets louder. If you give it thanks, it shows up more often. Yeah, there's all kinds of ways to invite magic into your life, for sure. One other thing I should probably touch upon, because it's just so wild and I didn't really go into it very much, but I'm just going to pop it up because this person is here again today. Ooh, somebody decided they were going to try to cast demons out of me. And wow, I almost feel like finally, I'm shining so brightly that others get upset and try to put me in my place. Try to say that, no, you're not who you say you are. You're obviously this other thing. You don't believe what I believe, therefore you're a demon. But all I saw was somehow I had triggered her demon to show up and try to tell me who I should be. And yeah, I'm really starting to learn and live my life in a way that I know what's best for me. I know what's true, and it doesn't matter what you think. That's simply a reflection of you. And it's very, very much the truth. What other good advice could I give? The age-old standby. When a person tells you who they are, believe them. Just like when a person tells you who you are, believe that that's them telling on themselves. Yeah. And it's really sad that the people who profess to be Christians, to follow God, and have Jesus in their lives, are sometimes, unfortunately, the most not Christian people. And then it almost seems like that is some kind of thing created by entities that don't want humans to really find God. And I think they're out there in every religion. In every religion, there's some person out there saying, I know, and you should follow me. And that's just, it's not true. That's them telling you you should follow yourself. Always do for yourself first. Because if it's your reality, then why would you do anything for anyone else? Except you're doing it all for you. That realization that we're all one. And so how you serve others is how you're serving yourself. Just make sure you're doing the self part, right? I really struggle with that. I know one of the things that is in my like next to-do list is to create like a morning and an evening ritual. Yeah. And I think I already have like some pieces of it, like, body care, but also like mental care and also spiritual care. So, like, mental care is like a little bit of meditation, like cleaning it all out with just a meditation from root chakra to crown chakra or vice versa, and really just focusing on your mental health that way, right? Positive self-talk, speaking life over your life. Um, yeah. What else is really good? I don't know. It's almost time for me to go for a walk before I head back into the office. Time went by so quick. We have so much that we can talk about here, and I'm really excited to see how this space grows because I've already seen a great change in, I guess, how I'm already creating it. And yeah, I know this will be private, but I'll mark it public so that you all can watch afterwards. I know this is like the middle of the day kind of thing. I also want to try to schedule some time every day besides lunchtime to maybe touch in and see if it's a better time for us all to get together. I don't know. I think things will develop as they go along. And the timer on the clock was 222, so I know the universe believes it too. If you believe in synchronicities and signs and things like that, that's already magic and miracles that you're seeing. That perfect timing, that thing that only means something to you. It's because the you, your higher self, is leading you that way. It knows the part of you that's in the 5D, right, available to all time and space and everything, sees everything already, the entirety of your life, and helps guide you in the way you should go. Yep. And so that's why I do weird random things like tell everybody what edible herbs I see growing freely, or walking around a path a certain direction for a certain intention or reason. Right. I think there's something to be said for being very mindful and intentional with everything that you do normally in your life. Like, I make myself a cup of tea. As I'm making it and I'm steeping the bag, right? Just stirring it clockwise and thinking about all of the good things the tea is going to do. I'm going to be so relaxed. I'm going to be warmed up. Everything's going to feel better. This is the protection blend, so I'm going to feel like extra good and protected, safe and secure. Yeah. Yeah. And so I will close out this space. I'll close out this space. And this time together, and know that it is always available for you. This space is always held in the 5D. You don't have to wait for me to open it for you. You have it as well. You have it as well. And you know you're there. When you're happy and you don't know why, there isn't a reason. It's just because you're alive. And that's the beauty of the 5D. A celebration and joy and love for life. Come join me.